Sure.
Dakota wanted to give you this as a gift.
The what?
Dakota wanted to give you that as a gift.
You got a gift.
Yes.
It says Lucy. My name is not Lucy.
It's I Love Lucy.
I love Lucy and she loves me. Yeah, it is. That's the actual lyrics to that. So the fandom. Where did it start, and how did it come around? There are a lot of incorrect ideas about that right now that I would like to correct. The furry fandom started in the late 60s. Don't know if you guys knew that. Now, where it started was when sci-fi conventions came around. Sci-fi conventions came around because of movies like Aliens, Star Wars, Star Trek. And 2001. So suddenly we have all these sci-fi conventions. Now, some people, they like sci-fi, but they also liked the creatures in that. They liked the dragons, they liked the unicorns, they liked the werewolves. They loved those. And what they would do is they would go to sci-fi conventions, and they would, I don't know if we have one, I don't think we have one at this time, but there were these cork boards, and they would tack on, like, we're getting together in this room with furry stuff, furry things, and they would get together in a room somewhere, like 6, 7 of them, and they would trade things like comics that had a lot of furry content, or even like animation cells that they bought. Now that went on for about, I'd say 15 some years. And then the internet happened. Oh boy.
It has a lot to answer for.
It does. There's a lot of people that I see on Twitter, and by the way, we know we don't trust Twitter. A lot of people on there, it's like, no, the furry fandom was started as a safe space for gay and lesbian and trans people. No, it wasn't. Nope. In fact, the furry fandom was started way before that even took place. When the internet came around, that's kind of when the furry fandom exploded. And the reason why was because we didn't even know there was a furry fandom for a long time. I mean, you have like a large portion in the West Coast, large portion in New York. In the large cities, you have a lot of furry people. Well, they didn't really know that there were furries all over the place until the internet happened and they were able to get on and talk. One of the first places they got on to talk was Furry Muck. You guys, you remember that? Furry Muck. And at that point...
It went down a few years ago. I think somebody bought the one address.
There's what?
I think somebody else bought the one address and brought it back.
It's still there. I mean, it is still there. Yeah, like literally the very first furry chat it's still there. It's still live. Now, getting to it is a little different because you kind of have to know old internet to actually be able to get on this thing because it's but at first, I don't know about you, but I remember when you'd sign on the weekends in the Furry Muck, and it would say, "Sorry, too many connections. Can't have it." And you couldn't get in because there were so many people there, right? And the first time I stepped in there and I found my people, I think I was on there for like 13 hours straight. I just didn't leave at all. Met a lot of people, met a lot of stand up for a second. They're cute as hell. Okay. Yeah, get your tail out of the way. I don't know if you guys ever do this, but if you wear a fursuit or a tail or something, after you get home, after convention, when you sit down, you still feel it, right? It's still there, and you want to move, but oh, it's no tail. Oh, darn. No, it happens. I think that's happened to me at least.
You assume people take them off.
Oh, yeah. Well, this guy, I met this guy. This guy. I'm gonna talk with
I'm
gonna talk with this accent for a little while because I freaking can't. So this guy.
I'm from Georgia, remember?
No, he popped up in the early 2000s, like 2001.
I first found the fandom in the mid-90s on this thing called the internet.
I told ya.
And I went to my first con in 2002.
Oh wait, are you literally? He's wearing the Conifer 2002 shirt. That's, oh my God.
This was the second con I went to.
Yep. He's been around forever.
And it's the one where it was a few years later that I spoiled him at the con.
He did. Well, he spoiled me because, okay, back then, we didn't have a lot of money. We still don't. But, what we did was, all of us that were getting together to go to a convention. And by the way, there were not many conventions. Right now, there's a furry con every week. Back then, 4 per year. That's it. That's all of it. And what we'd do is we'd save up. And we'd go to work at McDonald's. We'd go to work at Arby's. We'd someplace, part-time, of course. We don't want to work all the time. Jesus, we're furries. We don't do that. So we worked part-time, and 12 of us would save up enough money to get in a van and go across the country. And we'd all rent the same room. Every single one of us we'd rent it. Now, we usually, in the old days, we switched out the beds. It's like, not everybody got a bed, but we'd switch them out. Everybody else slept on the floor or in the bathtub. You could do that. Now, the first time I met him, he invited me to, what was it? Conifer, yeah, in Seattle. Because he's a fan and a supporter of mine. And I walked in the room, there wasn't nobody there.
Where are the other 12?
Yeah, exactly. He's like, what? And I'm like, where do I sleep? He's like, pick a bed. And I'm like, no.
Tilt.
Screw you, dude. You're kidding me. I get a bed. And, I actually get to sleep in a bed for the first time at a furry con. But yeah, no, I mean, it was, in the beginning, you guys are inspirational to me. All of you. Because you're here at this very first free-for-all. There have been things said about it on the internet.
Hey, to be fair though, those bad things just got us trending today, so...
And you guys, now listen, one thing that you guys did, that the staff did, one of the reasons that I'm guest of honor here, is because they came to me and they said, okay, what were old conventions like? What were they like in the beginning? And I'm like, I got a lot to tell you. And no, I was fine with it. I loved it. And I told them all this, what old conventions were like, what they were like in the beginning. And they actually took a lot of my advice. And in the beginning, in fur conventions, it wasn't other furries that were actually trying to take us down. It was just the regular public. Yeah, it was just people. I mean, and they had everything. We were Satanists, we were pedophiles, we were everything in the world. And the people who showed up,
now to tell you that.
yeah, the people who showed up at the first conventions were very brave people. They're like, no, we're showing up, we don't care. Nicest people I've ever met, just like you guys. Wonderful people. I mean, I've walking around this convention all weekend. You guys you're amazing people. You're friendly. You're wonderful. And yeah, this kind of feels like we're rebooting a little bit, yeah. But now tell them about. We used to, you know, before we had Furry, before we had cell phones.
Yes.
And
There were these things with wires, and they went into the wall.
They made rude noises at you.
And you couldn't be driving down the road going, no, yes, yeah, no, hello, no, she's no.
Depends on how long that cord was.
Yeah.
well, what he's forgotten to tell you about, I'm trying to like sign him to something, but he's not doing it.
Well, you know, it's morning,
I know. He woke up like, you know,
an hour ago. I'm a
3
cat.
minutes ago. So yeah, but
What are you hinting at? Yeah,
no, when before cell phones, and this was a room that they would have at every convention.
Oh, the
Yeah, they would set up a computer room.
oh, that one, yes.
Yeah, you remember that? Who remembers that? Okay, we got some older guys in here. It's like, yeah, remember that? Yeah, and
Terrible computers.
yeah, no, they were. They were like Packard Bells.
Yeah. What do you need?
Text only, they didn't know how to draw a straight line.
No. But
Wired mouse.
you could get online. You could talk to your friends because there was no other way to do it at the time. And you get on Furry Muck, which most people did. They would get on Furry Muck or Tapestries. If anybody remembers Tapestries, that was the competitor for Furry Muck. It was the second biggest because they sucked a little more. But what they did was,
Well, remember the other thing they had, because there weren't cell phones, was the message boards.
oh yeah,
Remember Usenet?
Yeah, Usenet.
Usenet, absolutely.
Big time.
Yeah. I remember Usenet and oh yeah, all those groups. And, oh man, well, we went through all that. I mean, everything. We went through all of it, and believe me, up until like maybe the late '90s. Not that I'm disappreciating this, but until the late '90s, furry fandom didn't really. It wasn't really a thing that was like, you know, gay safe place.
Yeah.
Now I will not say there were no gay people in the 80s. There were, because I was alive. And I was definitely gay. So, and there were a lot of gay people in the fandom, but it wasn't a gay safe space. It never was. I mean, it was a nerd safe space is what it was. If you go down into the dealer's room, there's this guy down there. He's got these DVDs. They're amazing. And no, he's got like
Hit the Star Wars.
he does. He has a Star Wars holiday special on DVD.
Burn him!
He does. No, this guy's like total collector. He knows everything about all his videos. He's like, you have Star Wars. He's like, let me tell you about it. It's like, God, I don't want to know. So, yeah, and we went into that. We went through the 90s. We went into the 2000s. And there were certain things that happened. I was on staff for one of them. For anybody who's been to, what's the one that happens in Atlanta?
FWA.
FWA. I was on security staff at FWA, right? So I've done pretty much every staff position you could think of, and invented a few. And
And abuse.
I have to keep my radio on because I'm security. You gotta keep it on all night, all the time. All hands, you'd better get down here. And I go down there. While I'm on the elevator down, they're already calling him Tumbles the Stair Dragon. Yeah, already they're calling him this.
I remember.
Now, do you remember, were you there?
I was not there, but I remember the commotion on the internet over the whole thing.
Now, here's the thing. First of all, Tumbles the Stair Dragon wasn't a dragon. He was a husky. But
Hey, we're not all clumsy, okay?
But you're very dramatic.
the stairs that he threw himself down, this is what we were laughing about. You ever seen those, like, luxury long stairs? They're huge, and they go down about this much. And then there's the next one, and it's huge. Yeah, he rolled down about 6 of those, trying to kill himself. That didn't work.
I heard it was because he got kicked out of a room.
Imagine that.
It didn't work. Hey, the funny thing is that right next door there, I mean, I don't want to get morbid, but there was like a 6th floor parking garage. He could have just, but no, he's going to tumble down.
You need those steep stairs.
That's why he became Tumble the Stair Dragon. It wasn't that, the staff was trying to be mean to him. It's just that he was trying to kill himself by rolling down Barbie doll stairs.
What imagine what the video would be like.
I wish there had been one. Oh my God!
I wish that was my animated one.
Oh,
They should actually make an animated short with that. There are artists here somewhere. That needs to happen. You need to have at least that. You also have to have Bubbles the Pool Dragon to basically destroy.
oh yeah, the other. Yeah, you're right.
Yes,
You're right.
Rain First.
Yeah.
I was there for that one. I was actually in the hot tub when Bubbles the Pool Dragon decided to strip off his clothes on a full acid, it was mushrooms. And he jumped the fence, started running for the pool. I and 3 others went into full linebacker mode. I was just going to grab him and do the normal takedown that I normally do with an out-of-control fanboy. I'm a bodyguard. So I missed because I am old and I'm not as fast as I used to be. And I thought I was still.
You're not that old. You're not that old. How many?
900 years you be, look as hot you will not.
I don't think I have a response to that. Damn. No, how old? Okay, some of you guys may know how old I am. For those of you who don't know how old I am, guess.
You're like, what, 26, 27?
I was going 28.
28?
Yeah, I like 28.
28? Now, wait a minute. How could I be 28
That
if I
means-
know what the Phantom was doing in the
The
70s?
problem is that I met you 20 years ago. That would have made you 8, and you weren't 8.
Next month I will be 50 years old.
That is not true. There's no way.
1972.
How? What is the secret?
I don't know, and I don't want to promote this, but I think it was because I took a lot of drugs when I was young.
Preservative
I
drugs.
think that, hey, look at Keith Richards, right? He's still alive.
Part of the trick is any hairs that come out white, you cut them off.
There you go.
The stories I've heard,
the
I'm
one-
shocked that half of you guys are alive from that era.
No, we're fine.
Half of them aren't.
So we get into the 2000s, and I noticed something. You'd walk into the mall. I don't know if you guys remember this. Hot Topic.
Got in the box.
And you go in Hot Topic, and they're selling fox ears and cat ears. And I'm like, I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I like that it's getting this commercialized. Because we were always just a small family. I mean, we chilled out. That's what we do. Like this.
This was
It's
a
just
normal size.
Exactly. Oh yeah, it was.
But wasn't that bleed over
this-
from Japanese? When the Japanese commercialized everything, so.
No, this was a normal sized con. We had 4 major conventions, and those major conventions were between 500 and 700 people, and they were huge. A normal sized convention was about this, 200-300 people. That was it. For years and years and years. And we usually had to share hotels with people. And
it was always the wrong.
it was the wrong. No, we would. It would be like, okay, you can have half of this, and it was, in a hotel somewhere. You can have half this convention center. You got this main stage and these rooms. The other half is going to belong to a religious convention. No, every time, either that or sometimes. It was a military convention.
There's a lot of military.
No, we liked the military conventions because they'd come up the stairs, they'd go up the escalator, and here we'd be, and we'd be like dressed up in our suits and stuff, and they're like, "The hell is it with you guys?" and as security several times, or just as a member, I'd say, "We like to party and drink." And they're like, "Where do I buy?" And they would crash our dances. They would literally come in and crash our dances. Like if you go back to MFF, the first MFFs, military was crashing our dances, man. They were, oh yeah, we did. Yeah, man, yeah, it was great.
Weddings were popular.
Yeah, weddings were another one.
You remember all for fun?
All for fun.
Yeah, you end up
The name is
de facto GOH.
Yeah.
But there that hotel,
yes.
all
Yes.
the normies came in and kept crashing her downstairs.
Yep.
I've been to an anime
Oh yeah.
con where the
Oh
military
yes.
were there.
No, I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to an anime con where the military National Guard was doing a training exercise in that same venue. They walked into the convention center, saw there was a raid going on, and Staff Sergeant decided to go in and start doing the worm on
Hell
stage.
yeah.
Well, all his new trainees are sitting there staring at him like, should I laugh? Do I take pictures?
Well, let me tell you.
How much PT am I getting after this?
The weirdest thing I have ever seen has been like military people who walk into a dance and they've got their military uniform on, but they've stolen somebody's fursuit head and they're walking around with that. That is the weirdest.
I have that beat because the wives of the military guys were flirting with me in my suit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no! I know where this ends.
My favorite was
Your husband will pummel me. I know.
had Lego executives downstairs when we were having a con.
Oh man. Well,
Basically, they kidnapped the fursuiters.
That would be me. I'm tiny. I would just be whoop. Go.
around I'd
And they
say
went out with like,
2010.
Yeah,
Around 2010.
That was a whoop.
It's, and I've heard from people, and maybe you have too, it's like, I've been in the fandom forever. How long you been here? Since 2018. No.
yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Nope. And that's about when it started to go off hill, and I'm going to put my personal
My
opinion
favorite
out there.
question
I think
is,
that, we always used to talk about how furry fandom was open and welcoming. Well, I think we opened and welcomed a bunch of activists into our convention. And I think that right now, that's why, well, everybody, you guys know, everybody who comes to this convention, you're all canceled. All of you. Everybody here is canceled.
If they can prove
Yeah.
No, everybody.
It's sick.
I mean,
They'll
just
take one picture and it's game over.
game over. That's
You
it.
guys might be able to go to another convention. Us who are staffing, we're probably on a list.
Oh,
somewhere.
you're done.
Yeah,
you
we're-
are finished.
Yeah,
with
we're
your
on a
life,
list
by the
and it's
way.
game over for us.
Oh, yeah.
If this goes downhill, I gotta go stand on the side of the road. We'll fursuit for food.
Oh, and by the way, I'm the guest of honor at your convention.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
think I'm ever going to.
Yeah, what do you mean, Anthrocon's not gonna take you back? Come on.
if they asked me back and they apologized, I wouldn't have them. Because I will not. They would not stand up and defend the furry fandom, and if you don't defend a fandom, then it's not worth defending. And I don't believe that. No, I would never go back.
When it becomes a corporation and not a big family, that's when it
Nope.
goes down.
If you
No,
don't
I wouldn't
stand
go back.
for something, you will fall for pretty much everything.
There you go.
Yep.
Right there.
Gotta have conditions to be in the fandom now. It's not open.
Well, here's the funny thing. I'm not letting you talk at all. Say something.
Something. Now, when we were talking about the people who say, I've been here forever since 2018, you know what my test is?
What?
Uh-oh.
You ever heard of YERF?
Yeah.
Oh!
VCL?
Yeah, VCL.
Fur Nation?
Yeah.
Do you
I remember
know?
their Second Life server.
You know who used to? Okay, VCL. If you guys remember VCL, there was a rating on all the pictures that said if it was clean or little not clean or really dirty. You know who did that? No, for hours, every night, I would look up all of the new furry art. Clean, not so clean. Dirty as hell. I said, no, I was the one who did that.
You're
for
sitting there like,
years.
good Lord, what the heck is that?
Yeah, that's what I believe.
Oh, there were times, yes.
And I know you, the button is dirty as hell, automatically made a copy for you on your hard drive.
Hell yes,
Good download that one.
it did. Well, yeah.
The Control S was the command for dirty as hell.
Oh, man.
Just remember, there are those of us in the fandom that are old enough to remember downloading porn over dial-up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, wait. Okay. Here's one that a lot of you don't remember. You might.
Uh-huh.
Some of you might. Downloading furry porn over Usenet.
Oh, God, yes.
Now, here's what happens. This is the way you had to do this. You would click into it, and it would be an email. And it was nothing but characters. Just all kinds of crazy, it looked like letters.
Oh, it was a JPEG?
It was a, yeah.
Raw data?
And then you had to take that email and you had to decode it.
Yeah.
And then it turned into a picture. That was like the first furry stuff we ever got was just
And the best was when part 9 of 10 was missing.
Oh, I hated that! That was terrible. I wanted to go and beat the guy up. It's like, give me part 10, you bitch! So yeah,
It's just this part that's missing, and
no. Well, if you didn't have one part, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't work. And so you got you've got the part all the way down to the crotch, and then it stops. And you're like, oh, fuck you.
Jeez.
I said, oh man, that was over our 14.4.
9600.
5600.
Oh, you had one of the robotics ones.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you get U.S.
Then again, I lived
robotics.
in the
That
mountains,
was it. Yeah.
so America offline,
Oh,
having to get around that.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
No, so look, we've been around a while. I mean, I know there's a lot of new dudes and they come into the fandom, and one of the first things they see, and I hate the fact that they see this, is, especially if you get on Twitter, is you see a bunch of activists. And you're like, oh, this is kind of a political sort of act. It wasn't. It didn't start out that way. That's not what we wanted. What we originally wanted. And what it was.
The nerds get together.
No, what it was for a while is, and here was the point, it's completely flipped now. When you walked in the door of a furry convention,
Everything else.
nobody asked you who you voted for. They didn't ask what your religion was. They didn't ask what color you were. They didn't ask what you believed. You were a
What's
member
easy
of
for
this
you?
family. And that's what you were. You were just a member. It didn't matter where you came from. The whole point of going to a furry convention was to get away from that.
Yeah.
To get away from life, to get away from judgment. And now, it's all about judgment. Now that's all it is anymore. That's why these guys start this con. They're tired of it.
When you got
And that's why-
to pretty much prove that you didn't vote for blah 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 at the door to enter a building.
Look, when you can show up in a fursuit and say, I voted for this guy, and they don't let you in, is that a furry convention or is that a political convention?
That's a wonderful.
Yeah.
Right? So, these guys are tired of it. I'm tired of it. You guys know that. That's why, they're like, hey, come to our convention. You could be assassinated, killed, and beaten up. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll do it.
I mean, that's any con now. That's all three of us.
Well, but the thing is, the entire time I've been here,
Nothing.
everybody's been friendly. Everybody's been nice. Everybody's been wonderful.
Yeah, I've had no issues. The last
No
furry
issues.
convention I went to, I have walked in. 2 people in there were people that had tried to cancel me multiple times. You know what they did? They got anxious that I was there. I was like, that's called an admission of guilt.
Yeah, it's called
If you have a panic attack when I walk in the room, I haven't even said anything to you, you're guilty.
Oh, well, that's the thing about, a lot of the people that, complain at conventions that I'm going to go to. They don't want me being in the same town at the same time that they are in. Or otherwise they're going to, I guess, clutch their pearls and fall on the fainting couch. I have no idea
Right,
why.
it doesn't make sense.
I don't
That's
get it.
because
You're just that
people
scary.
who do this cancel crap are cowards. They really are.
Cowards
They
are bullies.
hide behind an internet screen and they type away, but when you do what I usually do, which is walk right up to them and say, "Hi, fucker, want to lie about me?
Oh, that doesn't work, does it?
Here's my lawyer's card. Go ahead, continue spewing bullshit, because I will sue the living shit out of you."
Well, you know why it's so friendly right now? Because all those people that threaten to show up and be mean and stuff, you know what they're doing right now?
They didn't show
They're
up.
sitting behind their damn screens
They're on
and they're
Twitter.
not right here.
They're on the
They're not. They don't have the balls to show up.
Well said, sir. Well said.
Oh, wait.
The one thing they can't stand is mockery.
Oh yeah.
They don't like being laughed at.
Well,
No sense of
okay.
humor.
Well, that's
We're
because they're a
furries.
joke.
We should be accepting of being laughed at. That's part of...
Yeah.
I dress in a giant dog costume. If I don't get laughed at, I'm going to question your sanity.
Yay,
Well,
it made
one
somebody
thing-
laugh.
Okay, one thing I've told people, and I've been interviewed by all kinds of crazy people at this point, but I've told them, I said, look, you don't understand furry. And here's why you don't understand it. Because we dress up in crazy fox, wolf, dragon costumes. But here's the thing, we know that we're ridiculous. We understand that. It's not like we're, if you saw a guy like dress up like a clown and he's wandering around the neighborhood and he thinks he's a clown, it's like,
Doing clown stuff.
okay, screw this guy.
You stay over
But
there.
we don't do that. No, we dress up and we're like, no, I'm a cartoon character. I know it's ridiculous. I don't give a shit. And you wander around the damn convention, and we know that we're doing it.
Yeah.
We know it. Yeah.
We acknowledge the fact that it's weird, but what do we care? We can be weird. It's a free country.
That's what the Furry Fandom was for, so you can show up and be weird, and you don't have to feel weird about it. 10:30.
Get your reading glasses on.
No, I didn't bring it.
It's 10:34.
Yeah, I know.
And why did you not bring them?
Watches are great.
Because I forgot them.
No, because they don't do you any good.
No, that's true. I didn't. No, my eyes have gotten worse. There's a point where your vision is blurry, but your glasses aren't up to date, so you put your glasses on, and it's a different blurry.
Yeah.
Is this blurry or that blurry? Which one do I want? But
One or two?
Yeah.
This was blurry reading blurry.
What? What?
Come on in here.
Sit down.
I don't know if I introduced you. This is my mother.
Hey,
Oh, so
would
see, I put all the
that be
stories.
one?
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, she's one. I'm two. My brother is 46. He didn't make it. He got old.
See, I've heard all the stories.
Somebody gave me an I Love Lucy class.
That was me. I saw, because when you were talking about it in your interview, the video thing, you were like, I was inspired by that. That's what made me become the comedian I am. And I was like, well, I got that for you.
No, yeah, Lucille Ball, definitely inspired. Now, Lucille Ball, a lot of people say, wow, you're inspired by George Carlin. Not really. I was inspired by Tiny. And Lucille Ball was one of them.
Amazing at it.
Another one. You gotta cut me a break on this one, okay?
No promises.
Because I was inspired before things. Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
We don't like what he did, but if you look back at his comedy,
He was
pretty
funny.
good. Yeah.
He was a
He's
funny
a good
dude.
comedian, just not a good person.
There you go. There you go.
That's the sad part.
But-
Most of them.
No, then okay, the furry fandom got huge at that point, and then you have Uncle Kage in Pittsburgh now. Oh, he hated it. He hated going to Pittsburgh. He did not like it at all. He had to. I knew Kage pretty well. He had to put something in his contract that says the hotel must be there. Because they contracted him. They contracted him. Yeah, they contracted him for Anthrocon in Philadelphia, and then they tore down the hotel.
This is why he hates Target.
Yeah, because
There's a
Target.
there.
Yeah, there's a Target there now, and so he had to put it in his contract. We have to have a hotel. We're not gonna camp out in some parking lot.
Well, what they told him,
They gave him like a hotel in like Idaho or something.
Florida.
Florida.
Yeah.
They told him, yes, we have a very nice property available on that weekend. It's in Florida. And he's going, everybody's going, yeah, what the hell am I going to do in Florida?
Oh man, one of the best things about Kage, he brilliant businessman. I will say that. He actually went to when he went to Pittsburgh, and he's got the hotel, the convention center, and what's he got, like 7 hotels now?
I quit counting.
Didn't they build him a new one?
And so he went in there and he said this. He said, look, all these people are coming to this convention, and they're going to buy food, and they're going to buy your merch, they're going to buy everything, they're going to buy all of it. He said, when one dime comes out of my pocket to pay for this, the contract's over. And they were like, all right then. Yeah, they were like, chill. And yeah, that's how he got his contract.
Or 0. You don't know.
Yeah.
Well, that was the other thing.
What?
After they were going to move out there, there's the story of when he told them, send his staff out to go around to the local businesses. Furries are coming. Think locust. And they're all going, oh yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
After the first year,
The first year, cleaned out.
it looked like Fallout.
No, there was a convenience store. I saw pictures of it. There was one vegan burrito. That was all that was left on the shelf. Everything else was gone.
I went to the Subway. Passionate birthday stories. I went to the Subway, And there was a very harried staff. And but what was funny was the guy in the back, obviously on a telephone. No, I cannot wait till Monday. This was Saturday midday. I'm out of everything. No, I need it now. They're going to eat me.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, no, we showed up there and we cleaned Pittsburgh out. Oh, it was
God have mercy on the liquor stores.
Well, the liquor stores have to be loving it.
Strangely, I don't know why, but the liquor stores were the only ones that didn't run out of everything. Maybe they were like predicting us. I have no idea.
Maybe they listened.
Yeah, the only ones that listened.
Well, the funny part was when we got there.
What?
You were going, where's the nearest liquor store? And the person who answered your question,
Kage's mom.
she leans over and goes, there's one Desperado out there.
Yeah. I think that everybody in the world has a perfect moment. A moment that they are perfect for. I lived that out at Athens. Because I went to work a long time ago and I was teaching disabled people, usually deaf people, how to use computers. So I had to learn ASL. I've also been to Germany. I love German, right? So I know ASL in German. And I'm sitting here and I'm walking down the street. There's this fursuiter. He's in a wolf suit. He looks lost. And I'm like, can I help you? I know where everything is around here. And he waves me off, and I'm like, well, no, it's okay. And he makes this motion, and he gives me a card. It's in German to tell me that he's deaf.
Convenient.
I got this.
No, I just, it was like, okay. And I started talking to him in ASL. I was in perfect place, perfect time.
The odds of that even happening?
No, I know, right?
Wow.
Oh, it's crazy.
Perfect moment, hell yeah.
I think the furry fandom has turned into, at this point, it's lost itself. I think we forgot who we were because we got too big, got too important, too commercialized. Turned into a kind of a global thing at this point, and we just have forgotten what we are. And when that happens, as is natural as it will be, there's going to be a reset. I think this con is that reset. I think this weekend is that reset. I think next year, there's going to be double the people here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're going to come. I think it's going to be awesome. And I think that we're going to actually relearn what we are, At least I hope we do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can't do anything without you guys, though. So.
Oh yeah.
We could just be a bunch of us staff just sitting here being like, remember the good old days? Without you guys, it's just us having a sit down being like, man, I miss those days.
And you've done that too, haven't you?
Oh yeah, plenty of times. We have little group get-togethers, and it'll be like 4 or 5 of us sitting there. And
that's what they did too, by the way. The staff this con, they sat down and they're like, man, you remember the old days when we used to have
It started with just a few, and then a few more trickled in, and then a few more trickled in, and now, I mean, look at it. Look at all you guys.
Then they all went insane and said, that's around the con.
That has to involve a little insanity.
How much
A little
alcohol did that
insanity
involve?
and probably a decent amount of liquor.
I was going to say booze.
Yeah.
Booze.
Almost certain.
Booze, the best decision maker ever.
That would be. Let me see. Hang on.
Yeah, 15 minutes.
15 minutes. 15 minutes. That brings us basically to now. And obviously, I know you guys have seen it. Some people ignore it. We have had some activist groups get it. I mean, I have never seen in my life. I was looking at the schedule for some of these conventions, and I'm seeing like titles of panels: how to spot a Nazi.
What?
At a furry convention, some guy's going to go in there and tell you, here's how you I'm seeing that at major conventions right now, and it's like, that's not what we're here for. That's nothing. I mean, that's outside. We don't worry about that kind of thing. Yeah, no.
They'd have to be 102 years old.
Have some rights.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know any furries around who are from 1942, but apparently,
That's a big problem.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of that's bleeding over from universities.
oh, a lot.
God.
Big, large. That was not recent. I mean, no.
Well, it is, because some idiot, I shall remain nameless, has started a master's degree program. And I'm sitting there listening to the different ways they teach now than they used to teach. And the first question they ask you is your name. And the second question they ask are your preferred pronouns. And I'm sitting here going, what?
I can't remember any of my college professors giving a shit.
And back then, in the 80s when I went, wasn't.
There was no pronoun, it was you.
Yeah.
Well, and they're doing that in the military now. It's like, they're asking your pronouns so the drill instructor can give you your proper pronouns. It's like, when I was
I thought your name was Matt.
Yeah, when people go in the military, your name is whatever the hell he calls you. And that's the end of it,
I donate blood.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid they call you something that could be offensive to you.
Oh, it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
I donate blood.
I had a good friend of mine who was a DI, and
Full Metal Jacket.
he was basically he's old school Marine from Vietnam, and he sat there one day, and I was telling him about your cancellation. He's like sitting there going, you know what? I'm glad I got out of this fucking military at the time. And I'm like going, yeah, I guarantee you're not going to be liking it now. Nowadays, he's like sitting there going, I'd be calling him private fucking snowflake. How's that for your fucking pronouns? And I'm like sitting there going,
You'd have too many of them.
Bill,
They all have the
serious.
same name.
Oh, man.
So normally, I donate blood. I donated to the Oklahoma Blood Institute. I went to the American Red Cross about 2 years ago when they did a blood drive. And that was the first time I've ever been asked, how do I identify today?
Yeah.
And I said, donkey.
Well, now, sober. Here's the stupid thing. It is still against U.S. law.
Donate blood if you're gay.
Yep.
Yeah, to give blood if you're gay.
OBI, you have to have no other outside contact.
My
for
mom's
a year.
looking to be like, what the hell? No, it's true.
Yeah.
If you're gay, they won't let you give blood.
They've changed it. They've changed it.
Have they changed that?
You can't have any outside contacts other than a regular relationship for like 1 year. That's like Europe does the same way.
Do they do the same thing for straight people?
No, no. You can sleep with whoever you want to if you're straight.
Fuck that.
It's all an honor thing anyway.
I can't believe that.
Just not hookers. They do ask
Hey.
you to pay.
No, well, I mean,
Yeah. They do ask you if you've been with somebody that does money.
Just ask how much the hooker
You ask
was.
about hookers.
Like,
You ask about
okay.
Being polite, just shout it out.
Yeah.
How many hookers have you been with? Oh, 5? Okay, you can't do it.
They
How
do
many
defer
furry
for that.
hookers
They
have
defer
you
for
been
that.
with? 14? Burn it.
No, you're not allowed to donate if you've been with a
Call the
hooker for 1 year.
CDC.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to.
People get offended about the pronouns. I was from Northern Ireland and adjective hasn't started anybody, bombs and explosions do.
Nice. Oh, man. I think we are about to scoot, I think. We're about to scoot.
One quick thing.
Get 10 more minutes.
Yeah, any questions?
My introduction, Rauer Brazel. Rauer Brazel. Rauer Brazel. Yeah, you recognize it, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's an old zine.
I remember when people, and that's another thing that we used to do. You just reminded me, he reminded me. We used to actually print out zines. like magazines. We mail them off to like furries and stuff, and those didn't last long though, did they?
It was a period.
Question.
Yeah.
It's two-parter.
Uh-oh.
Can't have that.
Have you ever had sex with an alligator, and if yes, was it good?
I have had sex with an alligator.
So am
I don't know what he's talking about. There's a alcoholic drink called sex with an alligator. And it will... Lord.
And it did.
Yeah. Well, they use these different, like, weighted liquors, and they'll pile them on top of each other, and it's just like kind of the green rainbow, and you just down it. That's it. That's just one of them, and you're done.
Well, and it takes like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, it does. It takes a little while.
Because you're supposed to shoot it. You shoot it. That tasted kind of interesting.
That was fun.
And then you just go.
And then reality goes away.
2 minutes later.
Yeah, it's like, well, I guess I'm going to drive home now. Oh, wait a minute.
Chambord, Jägermeister, and Dory with mixed with.
You got it. Look at this. What? See, we didn't used to have this. This was okay, we didn't used to be able to have people looking up the internet right in their hands.
Database in your pocket.
This was your database.
I'm going to find it. That's...
If I didn't have it on here, I'd have like 12 bartenders.
No, that's just new.
But
it's cool. It's
Just to
cool,
be clear, because you looked it up on Google does not make you an expert.
No, he was
No,
right.
the layerings was going to
No,
kill
he's
you.
right.
Oh, I made fursuit shots.
Yeah,
I
no.
started, if you remember the Persona drink meme that popped up,
Gosh,
that was my fault.
Oh,
I started the layered shots according to everybody's fursuit comments. And then other people did it with.
I feel like the 2 Gryhon
Normal
would just be
soda.
straight whiskey.
generally, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had that.
bourbon. Yeah.
Just whiskey, bourbon.
I don't even put,
had
no, I don't put
200
ice in it or nothing, just bourbon.
Just a whole glass like that, just full up to the top.
The most annoying color was gray. There are no gray liquors.
Well, I think we got about 10 minutes. Any questions?
Have you ever seen a drink called Cum in a Hot Tub?
Oh my God.
It's a layered drink with 2 layers.
Is that really
It's
a
been
drink?
called, yeah, it's actually been called alternately a storm cloud. And they take a 2-layered drink that's
You
clear.
know, you all are cursing in front of my mother here.
I'm just saying anything rude. And you drop a drop of heavy cream into it and it makes kind of a cloud pattern.
Yep.
It's cool.
I like alien brain
Okay.
hemorrhages.
I did see one, and this was amazing. It was in a shot glass, and it was called the hemorrhaging brain.
Yeah, brain. You take
Yeah.
it's a peach schnapps, and then you put.
Peach schnapps, and then you
put
dump a
either-
little bit of, and it goes, look at it looks like a brain that's
You float Baileys
bleeding.
on top, and then you drop blue carousel.
Yep, and then, that was, I have
Or
one of those.
grenadine. If you want an alien brain hemorrhages, blue
Have
carousel.
you seen the
red orange,
cookbooks?
Cookbooks.
Yeah, there's 2 cookbooks. One's for drinks.
I think
one's
there's
for
more than
food.
2 of them.
Human
think of it.
semen cookbooks.
Oh,
Well, okay then.
Recipes and
No, actually, you know what? He's not lying about that. There are people now that's like, hey,
Semenology.
semen is healthy for you. And no.
And they think we're the weird ones.
You're a horrible restaurant.
It's like, this guy's dressing up in a fox suit, but I'm going to go eat my own cum.
Good for you.
No. Yeah.
You guys have been in the Phantom Wild. Did you guys ever get the chance to meet Eric Schwartz?
Yes.
Cool.
Eric Schwartz, yeah. And what was dude's name? Okay. Got to meet Lon Smart. He's a Disney animator. He's kind of backed out of fandom now, but he actually did all the keyframe animation for Lilo and Stitch. Remember the big shark dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, he key animated that guy.
Did you do one of the bears and Brother Bear?
He did one of the bears from Brother Bear. And who was the other one? The one that went. The guy who animated the Mouse Sherlock Holmes.
the Great Mouse Detective.
Yeah, the Great Mouse Detective.
Also the Great Mouse Detective.
That was who was that?
Basil Baker Street.
Yeah, I know, but who animated it?
Animated it?
Because basically one person did it. That guy was the fan too. We met him.
Stan Sakai.
Stan Sakai.
I
We
seem to
met
remember
Stan
the
Sakai.
voice for American Dragon, Jake Long, was
Oh God,
he
met
ran
that
off.
guy. Oh, he was a wreck. But no, we met that dude. We met the guy who actually does the voice for Yakko and
Oh yeah.
yeah, we met him.
Rob Paulson. I was there for that one.
Well, he hated us because we would always, he'd be eating, doing whatever, taking a drink, something, and we would just stand around and go, his name was Rob Paulson. His name was Rob Paulson. For those of you who have seen that movie. Furry Fame has been here for a while. It's
Who was the guest of honor at the one con when they never could find him because he was always out playing with the furries?
Oh, that was the Jake Long one.
it was Jake Long.
Jeff Good.
Jeff Good.
Yeah,
That's the one.
yeah.
Yeah, he just ran
Yeah,
off.
Jeff
and
Good.
They couldn't find him.
Yeah, no. He like walked in, and
My
most of
people.
the time when you get the like guest of honor in, they like look around and they see these people dressed up in animal suits, and they're like, okay. This guy saw us, and he's like, party! And he was hiding from the staff. He didn't want to do his panels. He was dancing with us. He was going to private parties. He was getting drunk off him. He was having a good time down there. And that was in Huntsville. No, that was in Huntsville, Alabama.
Was that RCFM?
Yeah, it was RCFM.
So between 2010 and 2015, what was the most memorable thing you ever experienced at a major con or any con you went to? Or
Between when?
10 and 15.
Oh, yeah, 10 and 15.
Other than being
That's
canceled.
5 years.
I can't remember.
I don't know 5. Between 2010 and 2015, what was the most memorable moment? Okay, I got one. It's not a happy one, but it was a learning moment. I actually was in an elevator at I believe it was FWA, and elevator full of people. And the elevator starts closing, and this girl runs up, tiny little thing, and she says, "Oh, hey, too, I met you, 3 years ago at this con. Do you remember me?" And I looked at her and I said, No, I don't. And I just saw her instantly fall. She was like, and I'm like, damn. I mean, there's no way, when you meet as many people as I do, there's no way you can remember all of them. I mean, the brain has a capacity and it's not that much, right? And I remember, I'm going to remember that until my dying day, because I just, that really hurt when I saw that. I'm like, oh, damn. What do I do? I found her later, and I hung out with her a little bit. Hopefully it helped her, feel a little bit better. But, yeah, that that little screw that goes in here and just twists a little bit. It's like, ouch. That did that to me, so.
I can't remember who I met yesterday.
Yeah, there you go. Well, see, that's what I like about getting older, is when I say I'm 50, people don't blame you anymore. You can shit your pants and they're like, oh, he's 50, he can't help it.
I got you beat by a decade.
Well, you're wearing it very well. Wearing it very well.
Can I share a quick local moment?
Sure.
Very first Oklahoma. I think it was 2002 or 2003.
I was there.
You remember standing around watching Fur and Loathing in a crowd of utter horror?
Yes.
CSI episode?
Yeah.
They showed it that weekend. We watched it.
Oh, I remember when that came out.
That was bad.
Oh my God.
That was the first start to the.
Walk down the road in the first.
Well, we tried
In the dark.
You might have already talked about this. I got in kind of late. You talked about the furry forums have kind of exploded about, oh my God, those people we canceled and divided from the furry culture now have their own division and their own furry convention. And they're all having fun. No.
Well, just make your own furry con. And so we did. And they're like, no, you can't.
Wait, no.
Wait, don't do that. We didn't mean it.
The entire hashtag right now is basically people screaming, "Stop having fun!"
Yeah.
No, actually, my favorite are the pictures they took of Dave when we were setting up, and they're like, "Look how empty it is."
Yeah.
It's like nobody was here. It was Thursday. We were setting up.
Thursday, it hasn't started yet.
There were pictures before the event center was even done setting up.
Oh
I'm like,
God.
what did you get here Wednesday when they were prepping the rooms?
That's what dominant media does. They take out of context pictures to say, here's these pictures of last year's war to show you this year's war.
Yeah, that's the worst part of the internet is the fact that everything can just be taken out of context and thrown out on the internet for everybody
That's
to
not
see.
the worst
That's
part
not
of the
new.
internet. That's not.
The worst part is
No, the worst part of the internet is that everybody believes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the worst part.
It gave
They have no
everybody
critical
equal footing.
thinking.
I mean, I can sit there and I can look at Twitter and I can see what everybody's saying. I don't believe a goddamn word. I mean, I'm not gonna. But there are people that just like
That is
they're
a
reading
religious
this like
law
the
right there.
Bible, you know?
The
And-
internet went downhill when you didn't
Those
require
facts
technical
and
knowledge to
don't
get on
believe
it.
that
There is, however, one day that people take with skepticism on a post.
Yeah.
April 1st.
Well, there is
Now,
that.
There's always one day.
There is that.
I'm going to make sure that's actually true first.
Sadly, only about a third of people actually.
All right, guys.
Yep, it's time.
Yeah, we're done. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna go get me some lunch. There's a Subway.